Hello everyone, this is Sajita working in MCS Technologies and I have around 8 years of experience in DevOps and cloud domain. And I really thank SDC to provide this opportunity to brief about OpenStack Sahara. We address the elephant in the room with OpenStack Sahara. About our organization, MCS Technologies is a reliable partner for product engineering services and digital transformation projects for its ISV and enterprise clientele. We design, develop, and manage modern distributed systems and complex ecosystems. Integration with open source, container based, proprietary, cloud native, and uh, outcome based pricing. Then this is our agenda of today. Quick glance on Hadoop and OpenStack, Sahara OpenStack, Sahara deployment, a deep dive, automate the building of distributed Hadoop using Sahara CLI, job execution requirements, a case study. Then we shall take a look on Hadoop and OpenStack. Hadoop is an Apache open source framework written in Java that allows distributed processing of large data sets across clusters of computers using simple programming models. It includes MapReduce and HDFS, and it is scalable, economical, efficient, and reliable. Example applications and organizations using Hadoop is Amazon, AOL, Facebook, and Fox Interactive Media. This is the high-level architecture of Hadoop, where we have task tracker, where we have master node and multiple snake nodes. And in master node, we would have task tracker, job tracker, name node, and data node, where it again split up into MapReduce layer and HDFS layer. And in case of slave node, it would be task tracker and data node. So OpenStack overview. Open source, it's an open source platform that uses pooled virtual resources to build and manage private and public clouds. This is the overall architecture of OpenStack, where L1 and L2 services are kind of mandatory and the rest are optional. And Nova components for compute, Glance for retrieving images, Cinder for persistent storage, Swift for object storage, Neutron for networking, Ceilometer for monitoring, Heat for orchestration, and Sahara for data processing. Apart from this, Keystone for authentication, Horizon for UI. Then we shall see how these two chains come together. The overall Sahara architecture and in OpenStack we have a UI called Horizon. Through Horizon, we will be requesting Sahara client and it will again move on to the REST API. And from there, it will authenticate with the Keystone for authentication, and for vendor plugin to choose our own vendors and data sources to store our input and output data. It can be stored externally, like Swift, Trove, orchestration manager, which actually uses Heat, data access layer data, for internal storage. Then we shall see what all Sahara uh, provides or, or its features. And it provision and manage data processing frameworks such as Hadoop, MapReduce, Spark, and Storm in a cluster topology. It is native to OpenStack and completely open source. Like other OpenStack services, Sahara service can be managed through a powerful REST API, CLI, and Horizon dashboard. It provides predefined configurable templates to install a Hadoop cluster in a few minutes. The plugins available to support multiple Hadoop vendors such as Vanilla, HDP, CDH, MapR, Spark, and Storm. Cluster size can be scaled up and down based on demand. It can be integrated with OpenStack Swift to store the data processed by Hadoop and Spark. And Sahara supports different types of jobs like MapReduce, Hive, Pig, and Oozie workflows. This is the overall workflow for Hadoop. And from a UI, we will be requesting Sahara to proceed with the cluster creation. The Sahara interns request Keystone. For Keystone, these are the components in the OpenStack. So Sahara interns request Keystone for authentication, and the request will move to Nova Compute for creating a VM, and the Nova interns will use a Glance to retrieve images, and uh, and it uses Swift to store data in input data and output data, and it also utilizes the heat to orchestration. And we shall see Sahara deployment, a deep dive. This is how we install Sahara in OpenStack environment. And first, we need to install these OpenStack Sahara packages and create necessary database and provide its proper permissions. And we need to create a Sahara service similar to other OpenStack services and create endpoints. And to make the Sahara visible in our Horizon UI, we need to follow the steps. And after these steps, a final restart of Apache and OpenStack Sahara would be required to make changes get effective. This is the overall Sahara dashboard. Sorry, where you can see the cluster templates, node group template, job execution, jobs, job binaries, data sources, and plugins. This is our recommendation to enable hardware virtualization on computing nodes. Since we used KVM hypervisor, we have provided the steps to enable hardware virtualization in KVM hypervisor. And our Hadoop deployment on VMs using OpenStack. Initially, we tried to deploy manually, where we faced multiple challenges. Like everything, we have to create it manually, installing Hadoop on each instance, and we need to do configuration changes in each instances manually, and also for different frameworks like Hadoop, Spark, etc. We need to configure separately. Also, it involves manual interventions during recreation of clusters. But through Sahara deployment, we can skip all these tedious process. We used OpenStack Sahara to pre-provision the images with an installed OS, uploaded the image to OpenStack image service, and we created a new Hadoop cluster template and launched it. And apart from this, the additional benefits would be we used OpenStack Sahara to scale an Apache Hadoop cluster. Very simple to add and remove nodes using a convenient interface. And before creating a cluster, we need to plan on Hadoop deployment. We need to assign these roles like name node, job tracker, data node, task tracker to the proper nodes. Then we can see a case study by how we automate the building of distributed Hadoop using a CLI. First step is to create a node group template using CLI, where it would require few parameters and its values. And through that, we should create a master template file. There's a JSON file, and using that particular JSON file, and through this CLI command, Sahara node group template create, and by providing the input of that particular JSON, we would be able to create a node group template. And again, a worker node group template has to be created with the same CLI command. And using the worker node group template and node group template, we should create a node cluster template using node cluster template. In this JSON file, we would be providing the input as the previously created the node group template and worker node group template. And using the same CLI command, Sahara node group template create, And providing this input JSON file, we would be able to create a node cluster template. And finally, using the node cluster template in details, we would be able to create a cluster using a Sahara cluster create command. And next, we shall see how a job is getting executed in the Sahara cluster. The requirements to execute a job in Sahara would be the data sources, where we will store the input and output data. It can be stored in Swift or it can be stored in HDFS or Manila. The code defines which code will be executed and run. The job binaries in Sahara would be scripts, jar files, and the file credentials would be different stores in Sahara's own database. And if the storage is internal, the type would be Sahara database and access would be through Sahara cluster using the Sahara credentials. Or if it is Swift, the type would be object storage and access via a Swift proxy and through Swift credentials. And if it is again in Manila, then the type would be file shared storage. Then access would be provided through mounted shares and using access controls. And Sahara supports different job types. It would be Java, Hive, MapReduce Streaming, Pig, Shell, and Spark. And we shall see a case study how we execute a job via Horizon. We have a input sample file where we have extra spaces in that particular file. This is just a sample file we took, but in a real-time scenario, it would be GBs or TBs of data. So we do have a pig script as well, which actually trims trims the extra spaces. And in the Horizon UI, we need to go to the Swift object store, and we would be creating a container and create container option. And through this, we can able to upload our input data in the particular container what we created previously. And we can cross check it whether our input data is available in this container. And next we need to create another container where we will store our output data. This is same creating a data source where we will store the output data. Next, we created a job binary for our pig job. We need to create a pig job, and there will be a drop down where we can select the job type. And optionally, it might be possible to upload additional libraries as well. And we launched the created job. We selected the input, output, and cluster for the job. And finally, there will be an option to launch the cluster, and the status would be initially pending. And after a few minutes, we would be getting the status of success, and where we will get these access URLs as well. Those access URLs, you will be able to see the output and the execution steps, what are happened in between. And finally, the job status would be succeeded, and we can download the output data from the container, and the output will be the removed extra spaces. And by this, I want to conclude as we can use Sahara to process our big data, and even with open source technologies, we would be able to achieve more in big data. Yeah, thank you.